deal. We're going to be getting game number 1 here in the Fortress of Lions. This is going to be Acno and Blaze versus Fred and Jeff here in this best of 5 to see who gets the winner side out of this pool.
No, man, we got Fredburger rocking the Queen Nine. Never die. I'm here for it, man. It's going to be a great one. Oh, that stock's gone already.
Yeah. It's
what?
And so there off the top of the map goes Jeff. On Thor as well. Thor being a doubles pick that we haven't seen for a while, but Kaya and Olgrim coming out here for Acno and Blaze, right? That is just a standard twos combination. I think ever since, heck, Kaya hasn't gone away from Acno since we saw it at the last World Championship. And opening up so strong here with 2 stocks right at the very get-go. Nice job being able to get that double-sider edge guard. Tries to go for the side stick as well, but Blaze holds on, and this is a close-ish start to this game. It's all looking on to Jeff to see if it stays that way.
Yeah, and something that I'm really looking at here is like we have some hammer and twos, something that we haven't really seen a whole lot of all year, but we can see, I mean, this used to be the staple weapon in the 2v2 landscape. The stomp stairs to get those conversions, those neutralize to go ahead and use as a quick get-off-me tool, and these guys are just scrapping, but we still have 3 stocks on this Olgrim here. Can they make the comeback happen? They're trailing behind.
Sidelight Nair comes in over onto Fred, and he's still holding on to that stock there. Stuff recovery's effects on the Queen Nai. Does dodge back to the stage and then try to focus over onto Jeff, but that's going to be the stock. Almost a double knockout. And Acno and Blaze starting off very strong here in this round 1 as they finally take down Thor, and it's 5 stocks to 2.
Okay, we're going to see if they're able to go ahead and stay relevant in this game as we're looking as Blaze still has all 3 stocks. The blue team here kind of struggling to stay relevant. I mean, the damage is trailing. They have complete control of the stage. This rocket lance being so oppressive. Finally, a side air from Fredburger able to get rid of that first stock, but perhaps a little too late.
Yeah, I'm looking over at the stances coming out here. Okay, it is the speed stance on the Queen Nai, so at least it's not the 2 speed, so he's got a little bit of momentum there, but he's having some difficulty getting around all the attacks that are coming out from the opposing team. Down air comes through, sidelight connects, and look at that. Hits goes forward with that sidelight, downlight away. Blaze just completely dominating the scene. Acno just kind of going for the finishing hits at this point. Oh my goodness.
Starting to look pretty tough here, but we'll see if perhaps the blue team can get someone from the red team down to the final stocks and maybe collapse. That ground pound is going to spell doom for one of the members here. Fred, all alone, gets hit by a reverse down air into the stage, and that's just going to be game 1, going the way of Acno and Blaze.
All right, Acno and Blaze just that good at 2s, and we weren't getting when we were talking about the 3-0 that Fred and Jeff came off of before this, making it this far into the bracket, but it can always look pretty rough when you're going up against a team like Acno and Blaze. And Acno and Blaze were just kind of like, it didn't even look like they had gotten started yet. Like that was let's see what adjustments their opponents have going into game number 2.
3, 2,
I wonder if they're
1,
a Switch Legends on Lost team. No. Okay, they've got this Thor Queen Nai, really defensive team composition here, very signature setup heavy team composition going into game number 2 as we go from Fortress of Lions to Apocalypse.
Okay, yeah, and I mean, honestly, sometimes the answer is just to play better. You know, you can switch your legends around, maybe try to sneak in some cheese that your opponents haven't seen before, but I mean, look at the conversion from Acno and Blaze, right? Had that Olgrim Axe recovery connected there, that would have been a stock gone almost as quickly as we saw in the last game.
Yeah, and even when it doesn't hit, they're not getting punished for missing those opportunities. Whoa, Fred, sweating down to the stage to be able to make it back. That's 3 recoveries that Acno's been able to cover Fred's landings with now. Finally makes it back. Actually, did he? Okay, he did. He got his jumps back, but the edge guard has never stopped. Meanwhile, Blaze actually loses the 1v1 against Jeff. Acno's able to get the double knockout to even things up, or take the lead rather, but that was a good play coming out from Thor.
This one's going to be a tough one, right? Because all the legends on the screen have a pretty high amount of defense.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to take, like...
Is 7 the lowest base defense here?
I think it is.
Yeah, that's a lot of beef on the screen. Looking at over at Kai. Okay, Kai goes off the top of the stage. Let's see if they're able to get the 1v2 on the Blaze here. He's like probably the toughest opponent to lock down into a 1v2, but they got to go for it anyways. Nice side air coming out from Jeff, and a sidelight D-Light gets stopped by Acno.
Oh my goodness, so much damage here. Oh, I like the attempt on the read, but ends up eating a side air for the trouble there. That's going to be the Queen Nai falling. This is going to be so tough to come back from. I mean, already down to the final stock here, but blue team can persevere, is the best of 5. They have some room to work with here. Might even be able to answer back in this game, but so far not looking like it.
Ooh, goes in for the gravity cancel side light, tries to tag on some more damage here. We've got the same game state as what was happening before. 4 stocks to 2. It was a stronger start, but then, okay. Gets the neutral stick into the recovery. If that gravity cancel Ensa came through, I think that would have just been Blaze's stock. But he makes it back, and now they're focusing right on over to Jeff. Let's see if they can get a stock here. It's looking rough. The down sig's not going to knock out just yet. Weapon throws galore. Can he get this edge guard? Stops there. Not interrupted by Acno. Small chance. That's the setup. I see it now. They just down sig like on rotation.
You got to swap it out. Here comes the snake. Here comes the hammer.
Well, I wonder. I didn't see them do it at the same time. But does Queen Knight down sig not clip Thor when he's like rising up for his down sig? I mean, does that just cover the ledge perfectly from center stage?
It might, because she does that little hop back when she does the down sig, and then Thor kind of like hovers straight up, so it might have a little blind spot in the middle. But either way, I mean, we're coming down to potentially the final moments. Not going to be able to drift and get the touch right there. There's going to be another dubski on the board for Acno and Blaze as they go ahead and secure yet another victory here, looking to make that 3-0 a possibility.
Yeah, the 3-0 is looking very highly likely a possibility coming from Acno and Blaze. But after that game, I've now seen the potential game plan that Fred and Jeff have with this Queen Knight and Thor combination, which is that sometimes there are legend picks that you go for strictly for what the signature combination allows you to have. This is why like Onyx was so popular with blasters for a very, very long time. Still much the case with Devil Jin now. But that signature setup that they got, which it felt like they finally got comfy enough to go for it, makes me go, oh, they have a game plan. They're just being so heavily pressured by Acno and Blaze that it crumbled from the very start of the game.
Yeah. No, it's weird because a lot of the time when we're observing twos, we're like, oh yeah, you want to make sure you maintain center stage. But the way Acno and Blaze play it is they just say, we want to maintain the sandwich, and they move it from left to right on the screen. So you always feel like you're in a 2v1 cornered with your back against the wall, and it's hard for your partner to come assist you. I mean, look at this already. A huge lead for Acno and Blaze.
Oh, and it looks like they're not even interested in losing a stock in game number 3. Yeah, I like what you mentioned with the sandwich moving around the stage, where it's like we're talking about when you got your opponent in between them, right? Center stage might as well be wherever they've got their opponents in between them, and that's what they're focusing on taking away from them. Nice little edgeguard opportunity coming out from Jeff. Does make it back to the stage, punished onto that neutral signature, and Fred's been going for that sidelight down sig, really classic Sentinel and Queen Knight read that Acno and Blaze are just a little too ready for.
At this point, it's like, you got to start fishing in the bag. You got to whip out some new things here, because Acno and Blaze are making this look relatively easy for them up until this point here. I mean, granted, finally losing both of their first stocks, but so much damage to make up for here. Granted, you do have that defense. If we could see an early stock on the side of the blue team here, it could be the swing they need.
Oh, and that, yes, absolutely. If they could get him off the side of the stage, that's one down sig that comes through. Okay, if they could get him off stage, there's the end sig. No follow-up, though, off of that. Sares him off the left side. Blaze not going for the edge guard on Fred. They instead try to go for the sandwich on the Jeff. Side sig has a little bit of friendly fire, and that was their opportunity, but that recovery will catch him right out of that hammer ground pound.
So where things start getting a little bit dicey here. You can see Fred trying to buy some time here to give Jeff a moment to get back to the stage, but that's going to be Jeff losing that stock. That's going to be another conversion from Acno and Blaze, the side air, to make sure that the stock does indeed fall. But honestly, Fredburger and Jeff aren't too far behind in this one. If they get like 1 or 2 good clean hits, they could bring this right back, maybe even get a game.
Yeah, the difference maker here would be them being able to follow up off of these strong hits. I've seen Jeff get a few neutral signatures on Thor where Fred was in position to follow up but didn't find it. That Ensa comes through, tries to get the revenge hit with that side signature, but Jeff doesn't quite get it. Okay, that's the stock. If they can get him down here, this is a winnable game coming out from the blue team. Sidelight sider gets the alley-oop. All right, that Sair connects. You see that knockout credit going over to Fred.
We're coming down to potentially the final moments of this game here. I mean, Fredburger and Jeff so far behind here. They have racked up a decent amount of damage up onto the Ulgrim here, but we have an unscathed, relatively, Kaya.
Yeah.
So it's like, are we just going to collapse on Ulgrim and just get that out the picture as quickly as possible? Are we going to see a quick hammer stock?
The NC connects. Because it connected, he ended up getting vacuumed into the hitbox. Good amount of damage coming out now onto both Kaya and Ulgrim, but they've got separated edgeguards here, and it looks like Acno and Blaze aren't interested in letting the teammates get back together this time. There comes through. Okay. Juggle opportunity. He gets Blaze. And now it's a 1v2 against Acno in game 3. Weapon throw Sair goes to the weapon throw again. Is that the edge guard? He can't make it back, and Jeff and Fred clutch game 3.
Nah, bro. Fred was clutch. I mean, every Queen Nine player in the world has this dream.
Yeah, there's like that one pixel that's like stacked on top of you. You can drag them up to the full move, and you get the full damage of the move too, so it contributes to the force at the very end as you're flying towards the sky. Wow.
I didn't, honestly, I wasn't sure if we were going to see it. You know, I was like, man, they got to do something. There has to be a wild play here. And the Queen 9 neutral sig on guitars also just takes so long in twos at a weapon throw. You get tagged by anything, really. Will interrupt you, but found the perfect moment to squeeze it in and force this next game here. This, of course, being a game number 3.
Yeah, so going into, or game 4, going into this, the neutral comes through, and Fred almost takes a really early stock there onto Acno, who's taking a ton of damage at the very beginning of the game. And Blaze is struggling to find his footing here. I think I really feel like they just stole momentum from them in the most literal way, Flambo. This is, okay, neutral comes through. That stops Fred from getting that edge guard, and that's like the classic Acno recovery that he popularized in the last BCX. Jeff follows shortly afterwards. Fred taking a ton of damage on this fresh stock coming out here, and that weapon throw tags on just one more after that neutral light connects. And this is looking really great for the red team going into game 4.
Oh my god.
That was stock. If the angle was just a little different.
Yeah, if there's anything I will say, the end of that previous game was kind of a, I won't say a Hail Mary, but it was something that was explicitly searched for, right? Oh, that stock was taken away. Hold on, no touch. Oh, he did get the touch there. That's a refresh. That's unfortunate there for the blue team. But I was going to say, like, they kind of had to force that situation to happen. Otherwise, it was looking pretty dire up until that point. If you want to make a comeback in the set, you're going to have to look a bit more convincing overall.
Yeah, the start of this game looked so great for the blue team, and then the red team just fought back, didn't take any hits. Acno barely damaged on the second stock. Does a spot. Oh, neutrally the gravity cancel down heavy, gets the knockout, and then the ending on the other side. All right, Flambo, this is a much harder comeback to make possible than the last game. Still doable, though, but they've got to find themselves the perfect team combo after isolating either Acno or Blaze.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll find it here. Stomp into neutral sig is going to be a pretty cool. Another neutral sig. It's like, keep jumping on top of me. See what I'm about to hit you with.
I mean, Jeff showed the most impressive use of Thor neutral sig in doubles that I've seen in a long time. Usually just pick the character for the side sig to get the knockout at the end of the team combo, but he's been doing great with these anti-airs. Scoop comes through. Blaze almost goes down. Any other legend may have just been knocked out there.
Well, they can't take too much stray damage here. They need to find KOs. That side air is not enough. The defense really playing a huge part in the fact that Acno and Blaze are staying so relevant.
Edge guard, Fred. Okay, they got the setup. They've got the down six setup. Look at him go. Oh, he slides through. I think Fred was a little too forward. Oh, and then Nair catches him off the top of the stage. Oh, I saw it. They were like, okay, get in formation. They,
yeah, for real.
The downstick comes through on both sides of the stage, and they were getting ready for the edge guard, but Acno slips underneath, has Fred towards the top of the stage, gets the Nair, knocks him off the top of the stage, and Jeff just didn't touch the wall. That's going to be a 3-1 victory for Acno and Blaze.
Which, honestly, I think if you showed people the matchup on paper,